who would you compare as far as having an impact like Zion in the history of college basketball?
In the history of college basketball, there's been no one. Well, there's never been anyone like him on a basketball court at any level. He's truly unique in that regard. But as far as impact is concerned, I mean, I don't even think the Fab Five had the kind of impact that these guys have had this year. Like Zion was the North Star of the game.
Fab Five was big, though.
What's that?
Fab Five was
They
big.
were big, but they didn't have the same kind of coverage as these guys have now. Everything was more local back then. It's not close, because I've had, like, Brian Dutcher was an assistant, the head coach of San Diego State now, who just succeeded Steve Fisher. He was an assistant that recruited all those guys, and they were in Maui this year, and I asked him, they had to play Duke, and I asked him, how does this compare to the hype of the Fab Five? He goes, it is not close. Yeah. There is way more on these guys.
Well, social media, too, and the fact that ESPN, this is a TV show.
Yeah.
Duke basketball is a TV show.
Oh, it's bigger than the Kardashian show. I mean, if we could put their practices on, we would.
Yeah.
And people would watch them. And so everything, it's almost like every network, whether it's us, CBS, you name it, they couldn't get enough Zion. And if you didn't have Zion in your show, you were making a mistake. And I know some people recoiled at it saying, I get it, he's good, can we talk about something else? But you're like, wait a minute now. Like, what do we, it's like going to a golf tournament and saying you're not going to talk about Tiger Woods. Yeah. Because Zach Johnson's hitting the ball really well. His ball striking's been great. You're not going to do that. It's Tiger. Even if Tiger's playing poorly, which hasn't happened lately, but even if he's playing poorly, he's more compelling than the rest of the game. That's just the way it is. It's not right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the way it is, and that's the way it's been with Zion this year.
What would he be worth, open market, 1 year?
In college?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just whatever. I think it's whatever anybody would want to pay. Like, right now, I mean, I heard a little bit before you talk about, well, the NCAA may be open to name, image, and likeness. No, they're not. They're just saying that. They're not open to anything, because the next thing they say is, well, but nobody's come up with a workable plan. And you're like, okay, I got a workable plan. It's called the free market. It's right next to the plan that pays everybody else. Where's the plan that pays all the coaches? There's no plan for that.
Yeah.
They're not saying, well, wait a minute, what about, we can't have inequities in the system. Like, Duke can't pay more for Coach K than Austin P is paying for its coach. That's not fair. And we don't want to have, like, the assistants aren't making the same as the head coach. What about the landscape professionals? How do we pay them? How do we value them? Oh my God, it's so complicated. They're full of it. They are not looking at this in one way, shape, or form. The Rice Commission brought it up. They're getting hit left and right with it, but then they'll say, well, the Olympics only has one country. We've got 350 Division I institutions plus 1,100. How are we going to do it? It's impossible. Like, come on, man. You put a tournament on, make $1 billion a year, and that's just the tournament.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with conference money and all this stuff. It's funny how they can figure out who to pay in this damn tournament. They know exactly who to pay in the tournament. And they know, all these schools know exactly whom to recruit and exactly who to put in the game when they need to win. But they don't know what everybody's worth? Come on.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.